Hello, very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Imola Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their weekend. We saw Max dominate the Imola Grand Prix and we saw Charles Leclerc bottle an easy podium. Mixed conditions, quite entertaining. Then it went a bit stale. Some issues with the DRS as well, which was a bit strange, but probably down to safety, given George and Bottas's accident. Let's jump into driver ratings. In no order, we go. Charles Leclerc, 6. Now, only 6. You gotta mark him down for that mistake. Max and Leclerc for the title. They had another epic battle in the sprint race. But yeah, you gotta mark him down. Guaranteed podium. That could come back to haunt him. Yeah, he absolutely bottled it. P3, trying to close down to Checo. Too much curb, spins out, damages the wing. Yeah, finished 6, should have been 3rd at best. It's a huge mistake. Carlos Sainz, 5. He had another crash in practice. That made his sprint difficult. In the sprint, he managed to get up to 4th. And then again, his second retirement in 2 rounds. Daniel Ricciardo kind of went into him, and Carlos got stuck in the gravel. Back-to-back DNFs. He's got a new contract, but he's got no luck at the minute. Max, 10. Yeah, he won the sprint. Pole position for the main race. It's just dominant. When them conditions, Max is going to shine. In them conditions, he's just different class. He dominated the race, start to finish, fastest lap. It's just so easy for him in them conditions. Sergio Perez, 10. Also, he's driving really well. He's delivering for Red Bull. Red Bull now have a number 2 driver that is close to Max. And Perez is not that far off Max in a title as well, which great to see. Lewis Hamilton, 0. Absolutely 0. Awful. From start to finish. The whole weekend was a shambles. He got absolutely schooled by George Russell. Schooled. Just so off the pace. It was disastrous. It was painful. And it was embarrassing. Where do you start? I mean, all weekend, he was not in the top 10. He got constantly stuck in a DRS train. We saw drivers overtake, but Lewis couldn't. It was a very poor weekend. His body language was shocking, saying he's out of the title race. Slow pit stop, contact with Ocon, losing, getting jumped by 3 people in the pit stop. If a weekend could have gone bad, it went bad. And then to top it all off, he gets lapped by Max. George Russell, 10. Now, I've gave Lewis 0. George is 10. Because George is 10. Honestly, his start to his Mercedes career has been phenomenal. He's outperforming the car. He finishes 4th. Lewis is down in 13th. He schooled Lewis this weekend. He downplays it, but it's fabulous. Honestly, his start to his Mercedes career has been phenomenal. That car is slow, and he's getting the best out of it. Pierre Gasly, 5. Contact with Guan Yu Zhou in the sprint. He defended very well from Lewis. I was quite impressed with that, but not a great weekend for Gasly. Standard. Yuki Tsunoda, 9. P7 in the race. Fantastic. He beat Gasly with ease. Very strong race by Yuki Tsunoda. And that's what he needs to start doing, scoring points on a regular basis. Obviously, he's done a lot of testing around Imola, which helps. Great race by Yuki, and he was my star of the race. Mick Schumacher, 2. Now, I've not been impressed with Mick. I think, he's showing signs of overrated. He gets his best qualifying in Formula 1, but then in the race, he drops it and spins. And he's getting outdone by Magnussen all the time. Kevin Magnussen, 8. He qualified 4th. That was outstanding. very good in wet condition. Yeah, in the sprint race he went back, and in the main race he went back as well. So he's probably outperforming the car in qualifying, but he didn't seem to have good tyre life. Valtteri Bottas 9. He missed the whole of practice 2. But Alfa Romeo, he's got no pressure. He's the number one driver, and he's delivering exactly like Williams. The environment suits him. Great race by Valtteri. Where did he finish, actually? P5, was it? Yeah, it was closing down George at the end. Yeah, Guan Yu Zhou, 2. Crashed in the sprint race. Yeah, big mistake. That hampered his main race as he started last, and he finished 15th. Alonso, 5. Yeah, retired in the race. He got hit by Mick Schumacher, and there was a massive hole in the side of his car. So yeah, had to retire. Second DNF for Alonso. Esteban Ocon, 4. Yeah, in the race he managed to jump Hamilton, but unsafe release. Contact, 5-second penalty. I think he ended up 14th with that penalty. He finished 11th but dropped to 14th. Nicolas Latifi, 5. Now, yeah, 5. Every single driver ratings this season I gave him 0. He finished the race, so I give him 5. Yeah, I think it's kind of a miracle he actually finished. He finished the race P16, but obviously needs to improve massively. And there's big rumours Piastri will replace him next season. Alex Albon, 8. I've got to say, I think Albon is up there with one of the biggest surprises of the season. I think he's doing an exceptional job in a Paul Williams. Yeah. Of course, he finished 12th, goes up to 11th with Ocon's penalty. Yeah, jumped Lewis by coming in early as well, so yeah, I've been impressed with Albon. He's just comfortably beating Latifi as well. Lando Norris, 10. Another podium. Yeah, benefits from Leclerc bottling it. And yeah, he had like one of the loneliest races of all time. But yeah, to be on the podium is a huge win and shows signs of McLaren's improvement. Daniel Ricciardo, 5. Yeah, he missed the whole of practice too. Did well in the sprint race. Arguably had more pace than Lando. But yeah, in the race, yeah, for me it's a racing incident. Ricciardo was down the inside. He touched a curb, slid into Sainz, and then Ricciardo's race was basically over there. Because, yeah, he was last. When it went to dries, I'm quite surprised he didn't come in like really early, you know. Gamble, you've got nothing to lose. I mean, he was the first in, but I feel like he could have done it a few laps before. I said it in the WhatsApp group, like, Ricciardo should pit. He's got nothing to lose. Yeah, so his race was done, basically. Sebastian Vettel, 10. Now, I give Vettel a 10. He has had a dog shit start to his season. Getting COVID, Australia was a disaster. To come back and finish 8th, and Aston Martin finally get points. Fantastic effort. His confidence is on the floor coming into this round, and he's got points. Great by Vettel. Thought he was very good. Lance Stroll, 9. Great race. Drove the wheels off the car. At times I thought he was going to crash because he was going on the wet bit, but P10 drove very well. And Aston Martin scored points. So let me check we got everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there we have it. Driver ratings for the Imola Grand Prix. 2 weeks' time we will go to Miami for the first time. Excited to see what that brings. New track. Unknown for the drivers. And the crowd should be high. So yeah, if you want to join the WhatsApp group, feel free to comment down below and we'll get you added. It's all good fun on race weekends when the race is on. Talk about the race in our group. It's great banter. yeah, there we have it for the Imola weekend. Comment down below your thoughts. Adios. An enjoyable weekend. Great to see the passion of the Ferrari fans. But yeah, it was a bit of a disaster for Ferrari in the end.